Thank you, Mallory, Franny, and Carly. Outstanding. Good morning. Would you please be seated? It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you here and to introduce our Student Senate President who will provide us with the evocation. Would you please welcome Sarah Miles. Sarah?
Has it ever occurred to you that graduation day is a bit like looking into a kaleidoscope? It's full of pictures jumbled together, all of which make up your life. There are images of your growing years with your family and friends. Then there are pictures of your student activities, the classmates you met, and finally, the wonderful excitement of today. It's your graduation day. The pictures of your future are very vague because, of course, none of us knows what the future holds. Today, we have the good feel factor that comes with knowing that we have done our best. We have achieved and qualified. We didn't do it alone, of course. All along the way, we have had the wonderful support of our families, friends, faculty, and staff members. We recognize that without that backup, we could have not succeeded. So today, I know my fellow students would like to join me in saying how much we appreciate all those who've helped make this day possible. Included in that are our fellow students. They pored over textbooks with us, drank innumerable cups of coffee with us, and exchanged views with us. That is probably what has given us the most important education of all. After all, when we enter the working world, we will be working with all sorts of people from varying backgrounds, and our experience here will tell us that this is a good thing, that the world is full of wonderful people with different ideas and talents. From now on, we will be taking our talents with us wherever we go. If we have learned anything, it is that we have to be adaptable, ready to make changes and go different routes. The day of a job for life is almost gone. These days, we have to be ready to update our knowledge, add our skills, and be ready to cope with change. That's the challenge before us, and it is one that we will all meet in our different ways. Some of us will want to stay at home, others to travel to the four corners of the earth. Some will like to work alone, while others will want to work in partnerships. Whatever we do or wherever we go, we won't forget today. Finally, I'd like to wish my fellow graduates. I would like to wish them health and happiness in the future and the satisfaction to know that whatever they do, they will do it well. After all, we are graduates of North Central Missouri College, and our future will always be bright.
Thank you, Sarah. Good morning. Representing 40 full-time faculty with a combined experience of 349 years, I am pleased to recognize North Central Missouri College's Stan Scott, Mary Ellen Harmon, Melody Shipley, and Linda Snuffer as our faculty marshals. Thank you for your service this morning. Along with that, to my right, you will see the most outstanding faculty in the state of Missouri. I'd like for you to please give a special welcome and a special thanks to our outstanding faculty. Faculty, would you please stand? Thank you. We have come together to celebrate the success of our graduating class of 2015, our 89th class to graduate from our college. Our graduate success is displayed in front of us this morning in their traditional caps and gowns. You'll notice that we have something special this morning, along with the gold academic honor cords that several of our students are wearing. Several of our students are also wearing red, white, and blue cords. Please extend your applause to those individuals that are wearing these red, white, and blue for their service to our country and to all of our wonderful graduates who have worked so very hard to be at this station in their lives. As Sarah said so well, we are surrounded this morning by our faculty and friends, and especially our family. who have come to honor all of you as you receive your awards this morning, be they degrees or certificates. To the mothers, fathers, grandparents, husbands, wives, and children who have honored to come here to support those honored graduates, I'd like to especially thank them for their hours of work, their hours of dedication and love to support the efforts of those that are seated before you. This class of 2015, we will award 450 degrees and certificates to 427 students. We have 8 Associate of Arts in Teaching. We have 126 receiving Associate of Arts degrees, 169 Associates of Applied Sciences, 14 Associates in General Science, and 133 Special Certificates. The average age of our graduate is 27 years old. The oldest graduate today is 65-year-old young Suzanne Maxwell from Maryville, with the youngest being Mason Alley, who will receive both his high school diploma this week and his associate's degree today. We have 30% male and 70% female. We have 24% who are married, 76, of course, that are single. We have graduates from many regions of the United States, with the largest concentration of our graduates coming from Missouri counties. We represent 16 counties in our service region, and 15 of those 16 counties are represented today in this graduation. That is a first. We have all but one of our counties represented in our graduation ceremonies, which is outstanding. 14% of our graduates come from Grundy County, 13% from Livingston, 13% from Harrison, and split between the rest of our counties. We also have a wonderful presence of international students enrolled in our college this year from Brazil, Curacao, Dominican Republic, Kenya, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. We'll have graduates today that will receive either their certificate or associate's degree from Brazil and Curacao. Next week, our college will embark upon its 4th strategic plan. We seek a vision that will continue to grow opportunities for our region. We consider this a challenge to continue to emerge and grow these opportunities as we develop further into the areas that we made such a strong start this year and the years prior to that. This year, we are especially proud of the growth that has continued at the Barton campus, as we've added shelters and paddocks and the Whitley Conservation Area, and are also finalizing plans for a wonderful constructed shelter that will be next to the aquatic area. We were blessed to receive a wonderful gift this year of $1.4 million from Fred and Franklin Bosley. That estate allowed us to apply for and be able to receive a match from the state of Missouri of $1.4 million. Yesterday evening, the governor signed House Bill 19, which will add an additional 1.5 to that project. Ladies and gentlemen, that would allow us to complete the entire project. So next year when we come, thank you. Next year when we attend this graduation and our ceremony, we'll be able to see the final stages of that happening up the hill, and it'll be very, very, very exciting. As we look to the future, not only for our renovation of our historic Geyer Hall, we look to increase our enrollment and our recruitment efforts throughout the state, and especially our service region. We seek to develop a long-range facility plan and develop a more intensive apprenticeship program that partners with industries and businesses throughout our entire service region. We've experienced the highest level of success this year in our athletic program. We actually won more ball games combined than at any time in our history. All at the same time while our outstanding student athletes were receiving their highest grade point average. What a great combination. We continue to grow, as I mentioned, in the agriculture program and are honored by their awards throughout the entire year. But a special, unique honor this year that I think demands that we give them a little further recognition. You see, we had 3 nurses that were heroes. And what an outstanding example of applied learning, and also a heavy dose of courage. I thank all of you for this success. It's been through your commitment to this excellence that has fueled all of these efforts. I'm proud to recognize you as we join over 89 years of graduates from our college and we continue to open doors of opportunity and improving the quality of life for the people of Missouri, the citizens of the United States, and our world citizens throughout the world. May we continue to be a college that accepts no substitute for quality and offers no excuses for mediocrity. A college that challenges itself every day to become better. A college that recognizes and realizes its essential and overriding goal of transforming lives through knowledge. Graduates, I'm so very, very proud of you, as is everyone in this building. You have demonstrated your desire to excel. You have demonstrated your tenacity to persist. You have demonstrated your knowledge and skills, and it's now time for you to become a part of our history. You become today a part of our college's legacy to the world. Today you become a member of a special group that will forever exist, the class of 2015. Today you become a part of the future that we give to mankind. Keep these words ringing in your ears throughout your life. Let it be said of you that as a graduate of North Central Missouri College, that you're going to make a difference in this world. Before I introduce our speaker, I am very pleased to introduce our platform guests and emeriti. I ask that each of those that I introduce to please stand and remain standing as I call your name. For our guests, I ask you to please hold your applause until all have been introduced. On the platform, Lola Swint, who led us in this morning, is our Faculty Senate President. Lola? I will introduce more in depth, but our special guest, the Honorable United States Senator Roy Blunt. Dr. John Holcomb, Trustee. Diane Lowry, Trustee. Chris Hoffman, President of the Board of Trustees. Sean Stoll, Vice President of our AMP. Joni Oakes, Classified Staff and President of our Classified Staff. Dr. Jamie Hudeman, Vice President of Institutional Effectiveness. You heard from Sarah earlier. Again, Sarah is our Student Senate President. Dr. Sharon Weiser is our Dean of Instruction. And Dr. Kristen Alley is our Dean of Student Services. Would you please give them a round of applause? You can't imagine how excited I am today to welcome this gentleman to our stage. Not only because of his deep and rich contributions throughout his whole lifetime for the citizens of Missouri, but just who he represents and what he represents in terms of a man who values education, values training, and through all these stations that I'm about to outline for you has remained that way throughout his career, and I'm confident will remain that way throughout his lifetime. Some folks are just cut with that kind of quality through and through. Building on a background of public service, university president and teacher, United States Senator Roy Blunt was elected to the United States Senate in 2010. Senator Blunt serves as Vice Chairman of the Senate Republican Conference, as well as serves in the Senate Appropriations Committee, the Senate Commerce, Science, Transportation Committee, and the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. He is the chairman of the Senate Rules Committee and chairs the Appropriations Subcommittee on Labor, Health, Human Services, Education, as I mentioned, and related agencies. The people of Southwest Missouri overwhelmingly elected him 7 times to the United States House of Representatives. Senator Blunt was elected the Majority Whip earlier in his career than any member in Congress in 8 decades. He was elected to the United States Senate leadership in his first year in the Senate. Before serving in Congress, he was a history teacher, a county official, and in 1984 became the first Republican elected as Missouri's Secretary of State in more than 50 years. Senator Blunt also served 4 years as president of Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar. Senator Blunt is a member of the Smithsonian Council for American Art and is a trustee of the State Historical Society. Senator Blunt is married to Abigail Blunt and has 4 children. Matt Blunt, who was Missouri's 54th governor. Amy Blunt is an attorney in Columbia. Andy Blunt, an attorney in Jefferson City and huge advocate for community colleges. And Charlie. More importantly, Senator Blunt has 6 grandchildren. And so it's with esteem and pleasure that I introduce him to you this morning. Let's give the North Central Missouri College welcome to Senator Roy Blunt.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nuttall. It is great for me to be here. I can't think of anything I'd rather be doing this morning as associated with this great moment for everybody here. I was, as Dr. Nuttall said, I was a university president for 4 years before I went to Congress. And, for somebody like me, who first person in their family to ever graduate from college, that was another great experience in a lifetime of great experiences. But part of that, we had 3 graduations a year, so at least a dozen times I had somebody come to be our graduation speaker, and almost every time they would say, "What should I talk about?" And I said, really, what you talk about at a graduation doesn't matter. It's how long you talk that matters. So there's no good 30-minute commencement speech. There's no bad 12-minute commencement speech. So if you'll give me about 12 minutes, let me see if I can't say a few things that would make a difference. First of all, I'm just glad to be here for the 2 words I've already mentioned. We call this 2 different things. I had to look at the program to be sure I know what the program said today. It says commencement, which of course is about beginning something, but it's also graduation, which is about accomplishing something. Either of those things would be great things to come and talk about. Graduation, getting something done. Some of you did it almost totally on your own. Some of you did it because your mother told you you had to and made it happen, and your parents did what they needed to do, or your grandparents needed. And most of us, it's a combination of all of those things. But the idea of graduation, and then the idea of what that means, what you can do differently after today than you couldn't do if it wasn't for today. That's why it's called commencement. And then as Sarah was talking, she mentioned sort of the kaleidoscope of our lives. And in that kaleidoscope of our lives, this will be one of the moments that makes a difference. Everybody's life experience is different than everybody else's. Nobody sees the world quite like I do, because nobody's lived the life I've lived, and nobody sees the world quite like you do. My mom and dad were dairy farmers. I was born in the doctor's office, not in the hospital. The car that we went home in was a pickup, and we got to that particular house where we lived when I was little. There was no running water, and the central heat was a big oil stove in the middle of one of the rooms, and that affects the way I see everything. I see the world differently than my children see the world. I see the world differently than lots of my colleagues see the world, but the importance of that is how we all come together and make the world different than it otherwise would be. My favorite book is still To Kill a Mockingbird, where Atticus Finch tells his daughter Scout, you have to see the world from the other person's front porch. You have to see what the world looks like from where somebody else lives to really begin to understand them. And I would think this morning there's virtually nobody's front porch looking at what's happening for you and your family and your life today who wouldn't think this is a good thing. This is generally not a debatable moment, whether it's a good thing to be here sitting in these chairs in the front of this auditorium and getting this diploma today. And getting it with what I see as one of the better higher education life choices. I think the community college model is the most cost-effective part of higher education. It's the best buy in higher education for the 3 people I think today that get both a high school diploma and an AA and this associate's degree today. You're suddenly a junior in college when you start, and you're there without much debt, if any. You're there with the effort that you've made on your own, but it is a big time. It's a big moment, and I think it's a big moment for our country and our state if we just do 3 or 4 things that make common sense. Now, we're not guaranteed to do that. Logical things don't have to happen, but they're logical to happen. So, this is my 3rd visit on this campus in the last 4 years. One of those visits was at the Barton Farm campus, and visiting with Sarah, who's an ag business major, and Dr. Nuttall earlier, and saying, I don't think there's ever been a time in my lifetime when looking at agriculture as one of your options would be as good as it is right now. World food needs are going to double. It's one of the things that's going to shape the future that we're about to walk into. World food needs are going to double in the next 55 years. Part of that is a growing population, but almost an equally big part of that is more and more people are getting better and better food, and once you get the better food and the more choices in food, you really don't want to go back to the bad food again. But it's easy to say world food needs are going to double. It's hard to really wrap your mind around what that means. That marketplace in the working lifetime of everybody here graduating today is going to double. It took about 10,000 years, we think, to get agriculture to where it is today. About 10,000 years ago, the first person likely looked at a field and said, we're going to save the seeds this year from the best plants, because that's the seed we want to plant next year. And 10,000 years later, with that and all kinds of other selecting of what's the best thing to carry forward, we got to where we produce all the food we produce in the world today, 10,000 years. In the next 55 years, we have to double that. Now, when you figure out the percentage of 55 years compared to 10,000 years, that means unbelievable things have to happen. But a lot of them will happen right here where we live. The Mississippi River Valley is the biggest piece of contiguous agricultural ground in the world. It has the best farmers, the best ranchers, the best ag research institutions, public and private, and the best avenues to the commerce of the world. The Mississippi River, we're a little ways from it right now, but not near as far as most people in the country are. It's going to become more important as you talk about how to meet that world economy than it's been in a long time. People are ready to make things again. If we take advantage of more American energy like we should, and have utility bills people can pay, and a transportation system that works, people want to make things. Now, economies that make things and grow things are a lot stronger than economies where people just trade services with each other. And we could easily be the dominant country, and the middle of the country could easily dominate that movement in the dominant country in the world to do these things that create good jobs with good take-home pay for families, but they require skills. And today, everybody here has a higher skill level than they would have if they weren't going to be here. This is a big moment for you. It's a big moment for your family. It's a big moment, hopefully, for all of you who decide you want to stay right here, and we want to do everything we can to create the opportunities for you to stay right here in our state and be part of this world of opportunity that I think is going to open up in ways we wouldn't have anticipated. Occasionally you see things happening. Today, later, there's an allied health graduation. Health is going to, it looks totally different now than it did 20 years ago. It's going to look totally different 20 years from now than it does now. Smartphone technology is going to totally change the way we monitor lots of our health activities. The National Institute of Health has, because of the ability to map the human genome and know what everybody's individual genetic structure thinks both in the brain as it relates to Alzheimer's and dementia, diseases like that, and cancer as it relates to a specific way to target a problem a specific individual has. All those things much more possible. And you can see whether it's more American energy, world food needs doubling, a country that wants to get back in the business of manufacturing things again, or a revolution in healthcare, you can see those things all inevitably coming together in ways that could create great opportunities for us if we just do common sense things. You know, the history teacher lesson today might be when Abraham Lincoln was born. Abraham Lincoln his funeral was recognized last week, 150 years ago. Last week he was buried after the assassination at the end of the Civil War. When he was born, there was no internal combustion engine, there was no telegraph, there was no railroad, because none of those three things had been invented yet. 50 years and a handful of months later, when he becomes President of the United States, those three things that didn't even exist when he was born totally dominate the economy, and they turned out to dominate the Civil War. He had the misfortune to preside over, and he had the good fortune that he did preside over. But things that didn't even exist we're determining everything in the economy 5 decades later. We can see those same kinds, we can see as we often can, things coming together right now that will make opportunity for us if we work to make opportunities for ourselves, both at the community level, government level, most importantly, at the individual level. And that's what you're doing today. That's why your parents are here, that's why your families are here, that's why people that care about you are here, because they're recognizing something that nobody, no matter whose front porch you're sitting on, when you look at this event, this is a non-debatable, great moment that's going to make your life more than it otherwise would have been. So what a great honor for me to be able to be here and be part of that. What a great moment for you, and thanks for what you've done to enrich the potential that we all have, because you add to who we all are. Thank you for letting me be here today.
Thank you, Senator. We're about to go into that area that you've been waiting for, both our graduates and, of course, our families and friends that are here. We're going to proceed with awarding our degrees and conferring our degrees. Please, as you proceed through here, we would ask that you display all the decorum, as well as there'll be plenty of time to take pictures, and all. We ask you to respect others as well. Dr. Hooman, would you please come forward to present the class of 2015?
It's my honor. Will the candidates for the degrees of Associates of Arts, Associates of Arts in Teaching, Associates of General Studies, and Associates of Applied Science, and one-year certificates, please rise. Mr. President, Board of Trustees, alumni, NCMC faculty and staff, family and friends, it is my pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2014-15. Mr. President, subject to final verification, these students have completed all degree and certificate requirements at North Central Missouri College. I present them to you at this time in order that you may confer upon them the degrees of Associates of Arts, Associates of Arts in Teaching, Associates of General Studies, Associates of Applied Science, and award them certificates for one-year programs.
Graduates, by the power and authority vested in me by the State of Missouri and the Central Missouri College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees of Associate Degrees of Arts in Teaching, Associate of Arts in General Science, Associate of Arts in Applied Science, and award to you one-year certificate programs with all the rights, privileges, and honors as pertaining thereunto. Would you please be seated, graduates, as we receive our degrees. As the graduates receive their degrees and certificates, please feel free to come forward and take pictures gathered in the area to the side. As your graduates near the stage, please enter the area next to the stage and the roped-up portion next to Mr. Tyson. Please come down the aisle next to the bleachers and to avoid congestion. Anticipate when your graduate will be receiving their degree and following in the order of the program. Names are listed alphabetically by degree. Graduates, please pause as you receive your degrees and congratulations in order for your family and friends to be able to take a photograph. It's my pleasure to begin this process at this time. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce Mr. Chris Hoffman, who is the chairman of our board, who in addition to being a valued trustee is a member of the NCMC Foundation and is an alumnus of TJC. Mr. Hoffman.
Okay, this won't take long. But I went to school here and I went on to NMU and finished up. And I hadn't been out of school but maybe a year, and they asked me to come welcome the new graduates as an alumni. And I'm still doing it today. That's been 30-some years ago. But so I thought back, about my time at it was Trent Junior College, and there was one building across the street. Geyer Hall was the only building here. It was not sure what it was called then, but anyway, I had a really good time when I went here. I learned to study a little bit, made some pretty good friends from other towns that didn't know, because social media wasn't a deal then, so even somebody from Gilman City, I probably didn't know them unless I played sports or something against them. Got to play a little baseball and made some really good friends. One of them sitting back there played ball with me. That's what his son graduated today. But the thing that hasn't changed in all those 35 years is that the quality of education that you have gotten while you were here hasn't changed from when I was here. Because I found out that some of the instructors I had here were some of the best that I had in my whole educational career. And that hasn't changed today. The faculty, the staff, and the administration here deeply care about the success of all you people. And that's why I'm always glad to be able to come do this, and I'm glad to be part of the college. So I tell you with confidence that whether you're entering the working world today or you're going on and continuing your education, that you have been prepared well, and then you can leave with confidence. So on behalf of all the alumni of Trent Junior College and North Central Missouri College, I congratulate you, wish you good luck, and hope that God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman. Congratulations. I'll join all the others that will meet us outside and again hug your neck and tell you how proud we are of your accomplishments. And as importantly, wish you the best in your next endeavors, because truly, as Senator Blunt said, this is not a destination, this is a journey. And this is another step that you are going in an important role in your life. Would you please stand, graduates? Would you please turn and face the audience? Can we give one more round of applause for the class of 2015? Thank you. Be seated. This concludes the 2015 commencement of North Central Missouri College. We ask that all please remain seated as our graduates exit. Please remain in the center as our platform guests, faculty, and graduates all have left. There will be lots of opportunity for pictures and hugs on the outside. Please stay as long as you can. We will be having a reception as a section of our commencement exercises a little later in the day, and then, of course, our second graduation with our Allied Health this afternoon. Again, we appreciate your time and being here, and more importantly, your dedication to those that are seated before you. Again, thank you for coming, and this concludes our ceremony.